Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing well. For those of you who are new here, my name is Mishti and I love all things bookish. And in today's video, I have a huge and slightly chaotic book haul to show you guys. So basically, I went to a book fair. It's called the Storybox book fair. It happens all over India, and the basic concept of that book fair is that you get one of these boxes. They have these boxes available in two sizes. So this is the bigger one, and this one retails for 2500, like the box, and the smaller one retails for 1500. So the entire concept of that book fair is you end up paying for the box and not the books inside. So you pay for the box and you are allowed to fill in as many books as you can in this one particular box. And yeah, the only condition of their book fair is that it needs to shut completely. And I don't know if you can see, but I went a little overboard and I have, oops, the tripod moved. Did it stay? Yeah, so I don't know if you can see, but like I have a slightly chaotic book haul coming your way. The angle is off, 1 second. There we go, much better. Anyways, so yeah, I was saying that you end up paying for the box and not the books, and you can fill in as many books as you like as long as the box like fits completely, closes completely. And yeah, so I went there and I got two boxes. I got one big box and I got a smaller box, and these aren't even all of the books I got because I went there with a friend and like I got a few books from my friend as well and I gave it to her. But I'm gonna tell you the names of those books. I remember a few, but other than that, I'm just gonna go in no particular order because this is too chaotic for me to like even make sense of. And yeah, so they also do this all over India. So I think you're gonna see this on the 10th of April, and I'm gonna attach like the picture of where it's happening currently in India, like in which state of India. So if you guys are from there, you can go visit them. And so basically what collection they have is you're gonna see a lot of classics here, and because I'm a literature student, you just could not have stopped me from getting classics. And even in their book fair, you're gonna see a lot of classics. You're gonna see contemporary fiction. The last time I went there, I got A Little Life from there, and just so basically you'll even find some really popular like booktok books. And is the video off? Wait 1 second. What's with the angle today? It's like, or is it slant, or am I? If it's not straight, it's not like I can do anything about it right now. So okay, yeah, so I'm just gonna go in no particular order. I'm just gonna start showing you the books, and yeah, so let's go. Oh no, wait, I was telling you about the collection, right? So yeah, they have a lot of classics. You're gonna find contemporary fiction. You're gonna find a huge collection of coffee table books. So if you don't know what coffee table books are, they're just like kind of like a bougie encyclopedia. That's not what they officially are, but I'm just like trying to explain what coffee table books are. So basically those are books that look really good on your coffee table. And I also got a coffee table book last time, which was about the Victorian age. And if you don't know me, I love the Victorian age. I'm just like so fascinated about the Victorian era. So I got that, and this time I got a coffee table book about Monet and Impressionism. Oh, I think I missed two of the books. I'm gonna have to go and get them, but they're not here. I think I kept them somewhere else in my bookshelf because I don't have space in my room. So these books were out of the box and they went into my wardrobe because I've decided to give up all of my closet space to accommodate these books. And yeah, so I forgot to bring those too. I bring those. And yeah, so I was saying coffee table books. So this time I got a coffee table book on Monet and Impressionism, and then there was another one which was, I think it was Letters to Cassandra by Jane Austen. So yeah, I got those. I need to bring those. But anyway, so I'll just like start with the elephant in the room. And okay, so yeah, let's just start because how do you even show somebody these many books? So the first book I have is Villette by Charlotte Bronte. I am a Charlotte Bronte stan. I love Jane Eyre. I read it when I was like 15, and it like forever changed my life. So this is Villette, and I didn't own this book, so I really wanted it. And this is a book where the protagonist like falls under the spell of the vain, irascible, and noble-hearted Professor M. Paul Emanuel. So this is a love affair of sorts, and yeah, just like take a look at this edition because isn't it so pretty? So these are the Penguin Popular Classics, and I don't think they are still in print. So like these are vintage, you could say. The next book is Margaret Atwood's Stone Mattress, and this is, I think, a short story collection, and it has like 9 short stories. So it says 9 Wicked Tales. And yeah, I read Handmaid's Tale. I really loved it, and I wanted to explore more of Margaret Atwood's work, so I got that. Then I got Wilkie Collins' The Moonstone, and this is in the edition the Wordsworth Classics, and I got this book just because like a friend recommended it to me, and I thought it seemed pretty interesting. Also, the cover, just like all of these books just like have so stunning covers. Then I have another Margaret Atwood book. This is called Elias Grace. I think this also got turned into a Netflix original series, and this is the like reprinting of that book. But yeah, it was also shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize. And yeah, so more of Margaret Atwood for me because I just really wanted to explore her work. And then I got F. Scott Fitzgerald's Tender is the Night, and I read Great Gatsby and I loved it. So I just wanted to read more of his stuff, and I also am collecting, like, I think these are called the Penguin Modern Classics, and these just look so stunning together when they're on your bookshelf, and they just look so pretty. So I got this, and yeah, okay. Then I have another classic. This is the Penguin Popular Classics, and this is Middlemarch by George Eliot. So I read The Mill on the Floss by George Eliot in my 3rd semester, I think, and this is from the Victorian era. And one thing about the Victorian era is just like their books are so hefty, and so basically in Middlemarch, George Eliot gives us a portrait of provincial life in Victorian England that has never been surpassed. And yeah, I read Mirror on the Floors. That was a pretty fun book, and I read it for exams, but I wanted to read more of George Eliot. So yeah, you're gonna see a pattern here because I just like got books because either they look good on my bookshelf, either I've read one book by the author and I want to read more of their stuff, and yeah, or just like I want to keep these editions because they're so damn pretty. And nobody comment on my book hoarding because book buying and book reading are 2 different hobbies, and I'm doing both, okay? So don't attack me. Anyways, the next book is, okay, so these are also the Penguin Modern Classics, but these are like the older modern classics. So this is Henry James, The Ambassadors. I have no idea what this is about, but I wanted to read Henry James. I've never explored any of his work, so I got this, and the cover just like hooked me in. And yeah, also another thing about me, I hate like flipping the videos so you can see the cover accurately. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I just don't like flipping the camera. One of the reasons is because it makes me look horrible and I'm insecure, so I don't like it, but I'm gonna tell you all of the names, so okay, please bear with me. Anyways, the next one is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. This is a children's classic, but you know, people just like disregard children's books because obviously children can't pay for the books themselves, and they're just not considered like a good target audience in a sense. But sometimes there are classics or just like children's books that I think every adult should read, and this is one of those books. So Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Then I have D.H. Lawrence, England, My England, and I read Sons and Lovers by D.H. Lawrence last year, and that's a really disturbing book, and I swear to God, because it's just so disturbing, and that's a very like autobiographical book by D.H. Lawrence, and that is said to be one of his most autobiographical book. And yeah, I wanted to see what this one was about, and I just like really loved the edition. This doesn't say which edition it is, but so see, yeah. And also, if you're a man and if you have a complicated relationship with your mother, you should read Sons and Lovers. It's going to give you some perspective, so thank me later. Anyways, the next one is also another Penguin Popular Classic, and this is Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare, and this needs no explanation. I did not own a copy of Romeo and Juliet, and I just really wanted a copy, and I think I really just admire the Penguin Popular Classics because they just look so stunning and gorgeous, and I don't know if you can see it, but this is it. And okay, the next one, also you're gonna see a lot of classics, so prepare to be sick of me, I guess. But yeah, the next book are the Penguin vintage. I don't think they're Penguin. These are like the vintage classics. Oh no, they say vintage UK Random House, so they should be Penguin, right? Because I don't know. Anyway, so these are the vintage classics. This is by Rudyard Kipling, and it's the Just So stories. So I'm also collecting like the Penguin modern classics. I'm also holding the vintage classics, and I thought it would look great on my shelf and with my other vintage classics. And also I have Rudyard Kipling's, I think it's called Kim, I think, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, it seemed, if you think I'm not going to read them, you might be right, but I will eventually get to them. Okay, leave me alone, get off my back. Okay, I will read them. Okay, the next one is Ishiguro's When We Were Orphans, and this was shortlisted for the Booker Prize in the year 2000. And if you've probably heard of the book Never Let Me Go, and I was gonna read Never Let Me Go for my semester this year, but I think they removed that text, which I was so sad about because I was really looking forward to reading Never Let Me Go. So I also got this When We Were Orphans, and yeah, it just like seemed pretty exciting. And I think it's like a detective murder mystery of sorts. Yeah, because it's on the blurb it says Christopher Banks has become the country's most celebrated detective. His case is the talk of the London society. Yet one unsolved crime has always haunted him. So it seems like a murder mystery, and I love murder mysteries, so sign me up. Okay, now we need to tackle this huge, hefty box. So I'm just gonna move in no particular order because, ow. Okay, the first one I have here is Stephen King's Duma Key, and I've never read any of Stephen King's books, and I just really wanted to like start some of his work because he is like so critically acclaimed, and I wanted to see what the hype was about. So I got Duma Key. I'm just going to read you out the blurb for this. So when Edgar Fremantle moves to the remote island of Duma Key to escape his past. Okay, so Duma Key is an island. He doesn't expect to find much there, but Duma has been waiting for him. The shells beneath his house are whispering to him, and something in the view from this window urges him to discover a talent he never knew he had. Edgar Fremantle begins to paint, and as he paints, the island's secrets begin to stir. Secrets of children lost in the undertow of a ghost ship riding the distant horizon, and a family's buried past reaching long hands into the present. And it's like it just sounded very interesting, so I got that. And okay, then we have another Shakespeare, and this is the New Penguin edition. So this is the New Penguin Shakespeare. This is the Merry Wives of Windsor, and I just wanted this edition. There's no other explanation. I really wanted this edition, and I like hoarding books. Okay, anyways, Great Expectations. I read Great Expectations for my course book, but I did not own a copy of it because I did not read it. So I thought this seems like the right time for me to get this, and this edition is so this is the Penguin English Library edition, and wow, that sounds. Oh, also I just remember that I have 2 more books which are kept in like a different area in my house. So now I need to go and bring 4 more books to show you guys. So I'm just like lacking brain cells at this point. So anyways, Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, and this is a frightening and tender portrayal of the orphan Pip's journey of self-discovery, and this is said to be one of his best loved works. And this shows how a young man's life is transformed by a mysterious series of events. And not like doing this for exams. I like had no fun doing it, so I remember nothing at all about this book. So next one. Okay, this is not a classic. Are you glad? Okay, this is Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and I haven't read any of his work, and I saw this book and I thought, oh, this maybe might just be my chance to actually get to his works. I got Love in the Time of Cholera, and I think I saw a lot of people just like recommending and talking about this book, so why not me? Okay, more. Then I got The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. I read this when I was a kid, but I haven't like revisited this since. So I thought I should get a copy, and I didn't have a copy. So I had it when I was a kid, but I think it just like I moved around a bit. So I think that probably got lost sometime. So this is Mark Twain's The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, and I also recently read James by Percival Everett, and that is like a reimagining, retelling of Huckleberry Finn. So you can check out both of those books. And the next one is another George Eliot book. It is called Silas Marner, and again, I read Mill on the Floss and I wanted to read more of George Eliot, so I got that, and the stack is just going up to my face. Anyways, okay, another Wordsworth classics. D.H. Lawrence, Sons and Lovers. If you're a man, if you have a complicated relationship with your mother, read this. It would probably give you some insights. That's all I'm going to say on the matter, because this is a disturbing book, and I swear to God, Freud is just rolling in his grave at this book, and I just feel a little bad for D.H. Lawrence, because this is a pretty autobiographical book, and yeah, so I can't even see. I got a lot of children's books, so I have a younger sibling. He just refuses to listen to me, and because younger siblings are a pain in the ass, they will do anything but listen to you, and he has just like gotten into this phase now. Oh, I don't read what you read, I read classics, la 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 la, and he will just read classics from my stash, and he's like showing off in front of me. So what's the point of that? Anyways, so I got a few. I mean, I didn't get it for him, but I have two younger siblings, and I am determined to make them a reader. So I have like, how old is she? Is she 6 or 7? I don't remember. I think she's 7. So I have a sister, and I have two sisters, and I just like keep plying them with books. That's my one job as an elder sister, is to make my siblings readers, and there's nothing in the world that can stop me from making them readers. So yeah, so I also have a bunch of children's books for them, but also I got this really like wonderful edition and wonderful hardcover. So it's the Oxford Book of 20th Century English Verse, and this is like compiled by Philip Larkin. And I studied Philip Larkin's poetry last year for my exams, and I am not a poetry person, but I just thought it would be a great addition to my collection. And this has like all of your 20th century poets you can imagine. It has W.B. Yeats, it has Rudyard Kipling, and it has Arnold Bennett. Who else? It has James Joyce, Joseph Campbell, and D.H. Lawrence. I don't know if you can see, but it's just, it was one of the main reasons I got it was because it was compiled by Philip Larkin, and Philip Larkin is just like a very critically acclaimed author and poet in himself. So yeah, just look at this. I'm gonna like make a video of just like showing you all of them, because in case you want like a closer look at the covers. So yeah, 1 second. I just am hoarding books, and it's not like I'm very rich, so these are what my kids are gonna inherit from me, and they better be happy and treat my books with love and respect. So okay, the next book I have is Milton's Dramatic Poems, and this is edited by G&M Below. And yeah, 1 second. Yeah, see, Milton is the one who wrote Paradise Lost, and that is essentially, well, Bible fan fiction. So I also read that, and it's like an epic poem, and it is so huge, it is so hefty, and I got this because I love the edition, and I did not know that Milton like wrote stuff other than Paradise Lost. Lol. So that's on me. So I got that, and then I got Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Scarlet Letter, and this just seemed like a really exciting premise. So basically, this is a dramatic, moving depiction of social defiance and social deference of passion and human frailty. Set in the harsh Puritan community of 17th century Boston, this tale is an adulterous entanglement that results in illegitimate birth, reveals Nathaniel Hawthorne's concerns with the tension between the public and the private self. And uh, as Nina Baim points out in her introduction, The Scarlet Letter was not written as a realistic historical fiction, but as a romance and a creation of the imagination that discloses the truth of the human heart. So that is The Scarlet Letter, and I just like thought the concept seemed very exciting, so I got that. I think I should probably bring this down. Okay, the next book I have is Anne Bronte's The Tenant of the Wildfell Hall, and this is Anne Bronte's only book. So she only wrote one book, and she is so underrated because when you just like see people talking about the Brontes, you just hear Jane Eyre and you hear Wuthering Heights, but Anne Bronte, she's just like so underrated, and I wanted to read her book, so I got it. And this is also the Wordsworth classic, so yeah. And this is a classic and sometimes violent and brutal tale of love and betrayal, separation and reconciliation, set in the familiar Bronte landscape of bleak houses in the moorland settings. And yeah, Anne Bronte wrote in her famous preface to the second edition, "When we have to do with vice and vicious characters, I maintain it is better to depict them as they really are than as they would wish to appear." So I'm finally gonna read Anne Bronte's work. Then I got another Charles Dickens book. It's by Penguin Popular Classics. Honestly, I don't really enjoy Charles Dickens' work that much, but you can't blame me. The edition was so pretty, and I'm collecting Penguin Popular Classics, so I got it. And it's called Martin Chuzzlewit, right? Yeah, so that's like the Penguin Popular Classic, and I got that. That's by Charles Dickens. Then I got Dubliners by James Joyce, and I've read nothing by James Joyce, but I've heard like really, really great things. And he is one of those people that Virginia Woolf like really appreciated in her essay in like the modern fiction. The name of the essay was Modern Fiction, and I wanted to see what the hype was all about. So I got James Joyce, and yeah. Then I have, I think that's two more classics, and then I have 4 books in the other room, so I'm gonna go get those as well. So okay, then I got Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. If you thought that I would not come back with like a Jane Austen book, you really don't know me, because I got Sense and Sensibility. I read this, I don't know when did I read it. I read it maybe when I was 16, 17, and the edition I had of that wasn't my favorite. So I have a nicer edition. This is the Wordsworth Classics, and then another Wordsworth Classics is Tess of the D'Urbervilles, and this is by Thomas Hardy. Again, have not read it, wanted to read it, and just great book to have. And yeah, so that's it for the classics I have in my books. And then I have the children's books. I'm gonna show it to you after I'm done with the 4 books that I need to show you from there. So I'm just gonna quickly bring them, so be right back. Hi guys, I'm back. So I got The Art of the Post-Impressionists by Edmund Swinglehurst, and I read about the Impressionism movement when I was doing Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. So I just like thought this would be a fun read and just like a really pretty book to own. So yeah, I got this, and then I got the New Oxford Illustrated Dickens, and this is the Christmas books collection. I'm going to read this around Christmas. And again, such a pretty edition, and I just, so basically this is by Oxford University Press. Let me show you one second. See, so I got this, and I'm gonna read this around Christmas, so I'm excited about that. Then I got, yeah, the letters I was telling you about. So these are the illustrated letters, My Dear Cassandra by Jane Austen. Let me just show you a page. So these are just like all letters Jane Austen wrote, and I just wanted to know more about what was going on, just like pick her brain. So I got this. And yeah, the last book before I move on to the children's book is The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. And I saw this book and I just like immediately went, "You're coming home with me." and this is a hardcover. It is so hefty, and I don't know when I'm gonna end up reading this because I still need to read The Secret History. I got it at the World Book Fair this year, and yeah, let me just remove the dust jacket. So this is The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, and one second. So I got this and I just like immediately knew I had to have this, no matter if I have space for the other books that I wanted. I just like emptied out my box and like fit this one first. So yeah, that's Goldfinch, and now I can move on to the children's books that I just like got for my younger siblings. And also I feel like children's books are just so brilliant, even if you're just like an adult, and if you're somebody who like hasn't read in a while, or if you were a reader when you were a kid but you haven't read in ages, I feel like children's books would really help you overcome that, because it's just so heartwarming and it's supposed to hook you in, right? Because it's for children, and children have like, they of course don't want to read, they want to go out and play with their toys, play with their friends. So it's supposed to hook you in, and it's just like so nostalgic. So I'm gonna show you. I got Henry V, a Shakespeare story by Andrew Matthews and Tony Ross. Just take a look. I'm just gonna make sure my siblings are readers, because there's no way in hell that I have a bookstagram and a booktube and I can't even influence my siblings to read, because that's just like not fun. Then I got Roald Dahl's Fantastic Mr. Fox, and Roald Dahl is a controversial figure in the publishing industry, and I could go in on the lore in a different video, but I got that. Then I got Horrid Henry and the Mega Mean Time Machine. I was a Horrid Henry stan when I was a kid, and it just like, it's so fun. Horrid Henry is such a fun series. Then I got Roald Dahl's Danny, the Champion of the World, and yeah, so I got that. Then I have Enid Blyton's The Famous Five. Like, it could not have been like a children's segment if I did not get like Enid Blyton and Roald Dahl. So then I got another Horrid Henry, which is called Horrid Henry and the Mega Mean Time Machine. Did I get two of them? Oh, am I stupid? Why did I get two copies of the same book? I mean, fine, I can just give it to like two of my younger siblings, whatever. Then I got this like cute little flip book. It's called Stay Safe with Thomas. Then I got Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, because every kid needs to read Snow White. And then I got Judy Moody Gets Famous, and that was just like such a fun name, and I got really excited just to see the name, and I got Judy Moody Gets Famous. And then the last book on my haul is Enid Blyton's Christmas Tales, and yeah, so these are like classic tales of playing games, swapping presents, and having fun with family and friends. This festive collection by Enid Blyton captures the spirit of Christmas today and always. So yeah, that's it for my haul, and now I need to rearrange these, because and also that's not it. I gave like a few of the books to my friend, and so in her collection we had I think there were 2 or 3 Agatha Christie books, because she's a huge Agatha Christie fan. She like read Agatha Christie when she was a kid, but now she's older and she like just like is busy with work, so she doesn't get the time to read. So I thought that would help her get back into the reading zone. So we got her Agatha Christie, I think 2 or 3 books Agatha Christie's, and then there was like a Stephen King horror. It was like really thin, I don't remember the name, but I got her that. Then she wanted Matilda, so we took Matilda. And oh, we also got Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, because that was our favorite Harry Potter book, so we got that. Harry Potter movie, so we got uski book. And yeah, I think and then there was a classic that I gifted my friend, and the Monet book. So the Monet coffee table book, which is not here, so it's with them, and I gave it to my friends. Is like the size of the box. The box is a little broken because I went there weeks ago, so this is the size of the box, and this is the bigger one. And also it just like really depends on the size of the books. For example, if the size of your book is like this thin, or like there are even a few classics that are this thin, so you would probably fit like 100 of these in like the big box. And even if you just like go out to like a thrift market, like where they sell books, at the very least they're gonna sell you these for like 50 bucks at the very least. So I'm just gonna attach like a video of all these books I'm gonna show you. And yeah. Yeah, that's it for this video, and I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me hoard books and not have closet space. So I'm sure like soon enough my parents are just gonna kick me out and they're gonna say ki, like they have no space for me because my books take up the space. So yeah, that's it for this book haul video, and I hope to see you in my next video. And thank you for watching, and I hope you're having a good day and happy reading, and bye.